Hello my loves, welcome to my channel Son of Stars. Welcome to today's pick a card reading and another episode, another future spouse episode. If you are new here, there's a lot of readings that I have already done about your future spouse. The reason for that is I want you guys to be connected to your future spouse energetically before they stand in front of you, and through you imagining and feeling their energy when you watch tarot readings, you actually manifest them into your reality and get ready mentally, physically and emotionally for the union or for you guys to finally meet, okay? So again, for anybody who's new, I do future spouse readings. Hello, and this is episode I think 24 or 23. I'm not sure. I also did a lot of extended future spouse readings, which you can find in the description box. Okay, so that means all of the 24 episodes, you can binge watch them, and then there's also an extended for every pick a card reading about your future spouse. So there's also 24 extended future spouse readings available on my Patreon, as well as other readings, you know, just extra content. So again, for anybody who's new, now you know. And again, my intention with that is to kind of like prepare you for the union with your true love and your future spouse, mentally, emotionally, physically, and to actually help you to manifest them, because you connect to this person's energy, and therefore if you connect to their energy, it's easier for you to telepathically communicate with them, see them in your dreams, feel their energy, manifest them faster into your life, or somehow bridge the gap between where you are at right now and where you will be, or the moment where you meet your true love for the first time or your soulmate for the first time, because sometimes there's a time gap that we have to bridge, and that's why I'm here. I'm bridging the time, okay? Today's pick a card reading is all about what you need to know about your future spouse, meaning I was asking your spirit guides, what is hidden information about your future spouse that you need to know, okay? So this is very free flowing. We're just gonna ask your spirit guides whatever the heck you need to know about your future spouse, okay? Whatever information is important for you to hear right now in this very moment. These might be answers to your questions. These might be kind of like little hints about who they are, or it's just helping you to further connect with their energy. And again, maybe it's sparking a vision, maybe it is sparking a dream, maybe it is sparking the meeting, okay? So again, very free flowing, a very open-end question. Whatever the heck you need to know right now about your future spouse. There might also be hidden information about them, or what you need to prepare yourself for before you meet them, okay? So there's probably gonna be a lot of information coming through. I'm also gonna extend this reading as usual. The link is down in the description box, and in the extended, what we would do is we're gonna spy on your future spouse, what they're currently going through, what they're thinking and feeling. I might also be looking at when they daydream, what they think about, kind of like when they daydream about you, what do they think about, okay? So I'm not quite sure. So we're either going to spy on your future spouse, what they're doing right now, or we might be looking at like what they fantasize about when they think about their true love and their future spouse, you know, when they lay in bed or something along those lines, or what their current thoughts are about love or whatever's going on in this person's life, okay? So if you're interested in that, the link is down in the description box, and again, you get access to 24 other extended readings. It's kind of like my intention with these episodes was kind of like, you know how when you watch, for example, Emily in Paris or something, there's like a lot of episodes, and this was also my intention, that it's kind of like your love story in multiple episodes, and you know how you meet each other, or the journey between the two of you. So anyway, no long talking. Well, I'm gonna probably talk a lot. If you're also new here, my readings are usually very long, so get a beverage, get cozy, okay? Yeah, but in the next clip, you can choose between 3 images. If you feel indecisive, you can also go on Google, find a number generator, and ask your spirit guides to help you pick the right pile. And then you click on generate a random number, and then they spit out the number that you're supposed to watch, okay? But without further ado, I'm gonna see you in your reading, guys. Hello my beautiful pile number one, welcome to your reading, guys. Okay, so you either chose this beautiful image here. I'm in love with the pink light. If you already know me, I just recently fell in love with the green light, but the pink light, I forgot how much I love the color. I love the color pink. I usually wear a lot of pink, like everything that I buy is pink. I'm like the pink lady. But I'm in love with the pink light right now is what I wanted to say. So you chose this beautiful image here. But because I talk so much about the color pink, it could be a significant color. So somebody here could possibly wear pink. Somebody could also have a daughter here. You might be watching me because now I'm being brought to like a baby girl. Okay, for some of you guys, I feel like you will have a girl. Like your first child with your future spouse might be a girl. Okay, because I'm being brought to like baby pink right now. Or there's something going on with like pregnancy where somebody here might get pregnant faster than they think, or maybe if you had problems with getting pregnant in other relationships before, that there is a high chance that you will be fertile or pregnant in case it just didn't work. Like you are fertile, but you tried to have children with other men before and it didn't work. It's going to work with your future spouse and it's most likely going to be a girl. Okay, this is what I'm picking up here. Anyway, so you chose this beautiful image here, or you chose this beautiful shell here. I just wanted to show you this shell up close because it's freaking beautiful. It's actually a shell from Madagascar, and I bought it in a beautiful store for stones. Now let's talk about your future spouse. What do you need to know about your future spouse? So again, there could be a strong emphasis on the color pink. Somebody's spirit guide, or I also feel like your spirit guides might be telling you, I feel like this is a message for you, pile number one, okay? I'm picking up an energy where maybe your spirit guides would talk to you in the color pink, or the color pink is somehow significant. So pay attention to the color pink in the next couple of days and weeks, because somehow your spirit guides talk to you through this color. And again, for others of you, this might be your favorite color. This is just a confirmation for you. Some of you guys, you might be wearing pink right now, or you recently bought something in baby pink or in pink or something along those lines, just a confirmation for you that this is your pile. And for some of you guys, there was recently somebody born like in your friend circle, like somebody recently gave birth, or somebody in your circle might be pregnant right now and they're having a baby girl. If that is the case, this is also just a confirmation that you are on the right pile. Now let's start with your reading. The first thing that oh, by the way, I'm going to channel the energy first and then I'm going to show you the cards here. Okay, so let's get out the first energy here that I pick up because it's extremely strong and we have to talk about it. So I'm gonna be very, very blunt here, but your future spouse, we have the family room here, and the family room came out with the 5 of Cups. Okay, I pick up the energy here that your future spouse what you need to know about your future spouse, you need to know something about your future spouse's family, okay? What they want you to know about your future spouse's family is, this might even be something that you guys have in common, but there's a very false person in your future spouse's life, and it's particularly in their family, okay? They could be telling you, I'm being brought to kind of like scenarios where you and your future spouse, you go to a family gathering and your future spouse is already telling you, hey, be aware of my auntie. She's like a false person. She acts nice, but she always treated me very badly, or she always speaks about me behind my back. So there's definitely a family member in your future spouse's life that is a false person, and your future spouse might be telling you like, hey babe, you know, if we go to my family now, if this person is giving you like a lot of compliments, or she's super duper nice or something like that, don't trust her. Because her energy is like off, or she used to talk very badly about me, or because of her I'm the black sheep, or because I'm being brought to the scenario in Harry Potter where there's like this auntie coming and she's talking very, very badly about Harry Potter or Harry Potter's parents. So there is an energy where your future spouse has some type of family drama, okay? So there's an energy where I'm not picking up that everybody in their family is like that, but your spirit guides want you to know that maybe this is also something that you guys have in common. If you tell me there's a particular person in your family that you cannot trust, or there was like a lot of family drama, or you went through family drama, or you are familiar with false people, or it's somehow like a golden thread that you used to kind of like go through that and stuff like that, okay? That there were certain people that you considered family, and somehow they did something behind your back. Your future spouse went through the same thing, but I feel like because it is family, they cannot just get away from it. So there could be an energy where I'm being brought to kind of like an auntie, okay? I'm being brought to an auntie, I'm being brought to like an uncle, where your future spouse is going to tell you once they introduce you to their family, which I think they're going to do quite fast, to be honest with you, because your future spouse is going to be very, very sure about you. I'm not going to lie. I feel like for your future spouse, it's going to be love at first sight, and they might be introducing you very, very fast to their family, but I feel like you have to be aware of either their sister or their auntie. But I also feel like your future spouse already knows about it, so they know that they have somebody in their family that is false. There could have been like a competition between your future spouse and their siblings, okay? Because I'm being brought to a sister in particular. I'm being brought to a sister and an auntie, so it's definitely like a female energy here, okay? I do not feel like it is your future spouse's mom. It could be their mom, but there's something about like where they don't have a good relationship to somebody in their family. This could be their mom, this could be their sister, this could be their auntie, and your spirit guides want you to be aware of some type of family drama that is attached to your future spouse. Now, the reason why there's some type of family drama, I feel like your future spouse has people in their family that are jealous of them because your future spouse is quite a successful person, or they are quite successful in the eyes of their family members, okay? Because we have the card here, prosperity and success, okay? So your future spouse is definitely a prosperous or a very successful person, or they're thriving in life, or they somehow achieved something that is seen as like, oh, that's a big accomplishment, that's a big success and stuff like that. And your future spouse, they attract jealousy, but they attract jealousy from their family members. Again, I'm particularly being pointed towards a sister, a sibling, is something that I'm picking up here, okay? They might have like, there's some type of like competition between a sister and a brother, or between two sisters or something along those lines, and your spirit guides want you to know that there might be a particular person in their family that might not like you, or that this person might not even like your future spouse. So, and they might, I'm being brought to different scenarios. There could be an energy where this person, first of all, before I continue, explaining, Spirit also said, while I was shuffling your cards, I heard your future spouse will always choose you. They will always choose you. So if you tell me that, because I'm being brought to what Spirit is telling me is that everything that I'm describing is somehow connected to what you have experienced. I feel like you have like a long history of being disappointed by family members, or you have a long history of somehow figuring out that somebody's jealous or somebody's doing something very unfair behind your back, or maybe even spreading rumors, or somehow some way that you went through something like that in your past, or that you have always been the black sheep in the family, or that there was like a particular family member that you always were bumping heads with, or that you always felt like you cannot be your true self in your family, where you were hiding part of who you truly are because your family doesn't understand it. They don't want to understand it. They're not open enough for it. Okay. Or again, that you also maybe attracted some type of jealousy in your life. And I feel like it's, you know what the funny part is? I'm picking up here that you and your future spouse, you went through the same thing, okay? Or you guys have similar experiences in that particular area in life, but your spirit guides are telling you that everything that you've gone through is actually preparing you to handle this false person in your future spouse's life with grace. It's kind of like where you can handle this energy very easily, or you can even make your future spouse aware that their auntie or something along those lines, you know, is maybe has like maybe negative energy, or their comment was like, because I'm being brought to like maybe your future spouse also goes through something where a person is like talking them down or talking bad about them. And it could be something where you will have to help your future spouse get over the betrayal of a family member, or they already know about it and they're just warning you like, hey, when we go to this family gathering, you know, like don't talk to her too much or something along those lines, because she's known to spread rumors or gossip or something along those lines. And then for others of you, I'm picking up an energy where you will actually have to tell your future spouse that this person has been talking bad about them, or this person has been saying something that you didn't like about your future spouse. And your spirit guides want you to know your future spouse will trust you. They will trust you because they already notice that this person is kind of weird. So there's something going on with protecting each other from false people. Okay, it's something that I'm picking up here that you have to be highly aware of. But again, this jealousy is actually coming from somebody in their family that doesn't like how successful your future spouse is, because your future spouse is a very successful person. Okay, we have here prosperity and success. Okay, your future spouse has been blessed with something. They have been gifted with something. This is like a very successful person. They could have like a really nice apartment, a really nice car, enough money to travel. Okay, this could just be a person who's overall like a very successful person, or they have something that takes a lot of courage, have to like be very consistent and have to endure in order to, you know, get to this type of success here. Okay, and I feel like there's something going on with your future spouse's family where, but I feel like your future spouse already knows, because with the 5 of Cups, she's literally looking at it. So your future spouse has certain family members that they love, and they would tell you like, my dad is the coolest dad ever, but be aware of my auntie, or be aware of my mom, or I never had a good connection with my mom. I think I actually want to look at who this person is. Okay, because there's somebody here in your future spouse's life that I don't know, I feel like there's somebody that causes drama. They have like a drama queen in their family somehow, some way. I'm also seeing, you know what I'm actually picking up? I'm also picking up like this person might be coming to you, trying to talk you out of being with your future spouse, because they will feel like you are too good for your future spouse, or something along those lines. There's some type of family drama that your future spouse is going through. If it's not that, they're just the black sheep, and they're not that connected to everybody in their family. Okay, so they might have like their favorite uncle, their favorite auntie, their favorite grandpa, but they don't have like a very good connection with everybody in their family. And when there are family gatherings, they will probably tell you like, hey, be aware of this person, don't trust this person, don't take any gifts from them. Okay, so there's something going on with it's not, I'm hearing that everything that glitters is gold. So there's something going on with their family that you need to be aware of, that your spirit guides want you to know about. But again, your spirit guides are saying your future spouse will always choose you, and they will always trust your word. Because I'm hearing, because they know how false their this family member can be, or they know that people can become very greedy, have already noticed that certain people started to act funny around them, or were a little bit weird, or only called them when they wanted money or something, or when they wanted help or something along those lines. Okay, this is just something that your spirit guides want you to be aware of. But again, it's kind of like this energy where your spirit guides are telling you your future spouse will always choose you. There's something going on. If you tell me that in the past you were going through, I'm also picking up an energy here, to be honest with you guys, that somebody here, you also have a history of where people chose somebody else over you. And I'm not just talking about a third party situation, or that another man chose another woman over you. I'm also talking about like where a friend of yours chose a man or a woman over you, or kind of like canceled your plans in order to be with their man or their woman. Does that make sense? Kind of like where people neglected you, or people didn't treat you as important or special. This could even be like where you also went through an energy where in your family you knew that your auntie liked your sister or your brother more, or chose your brother or your sister over you. There's something going on with like family drama, or something going on with where you also have experienced an energy of other people chose other people over you. Like you were there offering your help and offering your assistance, but they took you for granted, and they chose somebody else over you. They chose their relationship over your friendship, or they chose, I don't know, like another friend over you, or they chose another lover over you. Okay, and this is why I'm hearing this man, this woman, your future spouse will always choose you. They will always trust you, or they will always choose you, because I'm picking up an energy where they have the same, I'm hearing, do you say track record? So your future spouse went through the same thing, but I feel like it's somehow connected to where, I don't know what this is about, but it feels like competition between siblings is something that I'm picking up here. I'm not gonna lie, where maybe they, your future spouse was chosen over, or like where your future spouse got more praise or something like that. And that's why they somehow attracted, or somehow their sibling or their sibling couldn't take it or couldn't handle it, and therefore there's some type of like weird tension between your future spouse and their brother or their sister or something along those lines. There's something going on with like family drama. Your future spouses might also be like a sign for you. Your future spouse would tell you about some type of family drama, or why they're not talking to their brother or their sister anymore, or their auntie anymore. Okay, but let's see, who is this person, or why is the family room with the 5 of Cups here? If it's not family drama, there's a strong emphasis on if it's not family drama, there's a strong emphasis on your future spouse feels like what they need in their life is a family. Like they want to have children. They dream of having children. They dream of having a home, having a house with you. Okay, they dream of having children. And your spirit guides want you to know this is like the type of person that is gonna blossom and bloom because they became a mother or a father. So your future spouse is gonna blossom and bloom, and they're gonna be the happiest they have ever been once you guys have children together, because it's like a big dream of theirs. Okay, but I still feel like there's some type of family drama connected to that. Okay, where you have to be aware of somebody in their family, or they will warn you about somebody in their family, or they will tell you like that their history with their family is not that pretty because they were rejected. Maybe they were rejected by somebody in their family because they do their own thing, or something along those lines here. Okay, but let's see, why is the family room here? Yeah, they don't, there's an energy where your future spouse might not be talking to somebody in their family anymore, or something about cutting out toxic family members. Why is the family room here? What is the family room about? Yeah, they feel like your future spouse feels like they have to guard themselves from somebody in their family, so they're trying to avoid this person, okay? And they will probably be like, I feel like they cannot fully avoid this person, but they're trying to, okay? And if it sounds like your story, it is because your future spouse goes through the same thing, okay? If you tell me, hey Cynthia, this sounds like me, it's because your future spouse goes through the same thing, okay? And your spirit guides want you to know, hey, they will understand you. You can open up about this family drama. They will have a listening ear. They will totally understand what you mean. Like if you say, I feel like a weird energy with my auntie, I don't know why, and your future spouse would be like, yeah, same. With me, it's with my uncle or something like that, okay? And what I'm picking up here is there's an emphasis here. Sorry, guys. There's an emphasis on how you will have your future spouse's back and they will have your back while you are somehow very disappointed in a family member. So they might be super duper disappointed in a family member, and therefore they will express to you that they're very, very happy that God sent you to them, because they felt like they lost something when they got disappointed by their family member. Does that make sense? Okay. Or this could be something that you also go through, and you will both be kind of like, I have your back, you have my back. If we cannot rely on like auntie or uncle or something like that, at least I have you. And again, I'm picking up an energy that your future spouse will always trust you. They will always choose you over anybody else, because I feel like I'm hearing they know their family, or they know what that success sometimes comes with drama of some sort, okay? So they know that there is somebody that is a little bit manipulative in their family, and they might be warning you, or this might be something that you share in common. You would talk about this, or you would talk about how you've always been the black sheep, how they have always been the black sheep, or how they got rejected by somebody in their family, how you got rejected by somebody in your family, or something along those lines here, okay? Let me get one more card here, what this is about. This is gonna be a long reading, and we love it. Can you tell me why the Five of Cups is here? Yeah, they went through some backstabbing energy in their family, or somebody that they considered family. Why is the family room here? One more. Okay, so somebody in their family is very manipulative or misuses their power, or they would tell you that they went through some type of family drama, and they might be recovering from that as they are in a connection with you, because I mean, like, it's not beautiful to go through family drama and stuff like that. Okay, now we have that out of the way. Another thing that your spirit guides want you to know about your future spouse is, again, that your future spouse is like a very, very successful, prosperous person. We have the card here, success. Success that's true belongs to me, success with honor and integrity. So your future spouse is like a very honest person. Funny, right? I'm also hearing this could even be a case where your future spouse is the black sheep in their family, because they're not as fake as the people in their family. Like, they're always honest, but because they're always honest, that's why they're the black sheep. And we also have the card to listen to your intuition. So I feel like your future spouse is like a very intuitive person. They listen to their intuition. They make decisions out of their intuition. And because of that, they are the black sheep, because they don't walk a traditional path, or because they don't do everything according to traditions, or because they listen to their intuition, which sometimes looks irrational or unlogical to people, is the reason why they are like the black sheep. Okay, the funny thing is, them listening to their intuition is the reason why they are like very successful with something, or why they are celebrating success currently in their life. We also have the card here, prosperity. It says, as this tree grows so strong, so fine, so may I prosper from the universal divine. So you see, your future spouse has like a very strong connection to God, very strong connection to the universe. They pray a lot. And I'm also hearing, like, if somebody would ask them, how did you get so successful? Your future spouse would actually say, because I pray every day, or I ask God, or because of my ancestors, because I was asking my grandma in heaven, my grandpa in heaven to help me. and this person heard my prayers or something along those lines, okay? So I feel like they have like a very intense connection to one certain family member, and then they also have like a very weird connection to another family member. And your spirit guides just want you to know that there's kind of like your future spouse maybe can totally understand you with the family drama that you may be going through, or with the backstabbing that you have been maybe going through, or with feeling like you're not good enough because somebody else chose somebody else over you. Like if you just both went through the same thing, this is also the reason why you guys come together, because you're basically healing each other's wounds, and there you're gonna be the definite choice of your future spouse, and your future spouse is gonna be the definite choice of you. And in that, you basically heal each other, okay? You basically heal the wounds that you maybe have or had, or something about experiencing the opposite of not being chosen. Like, what if somebody is 100% committed to you? What does it feel like? This is what I'm picking up here, where your future spouse is like a very, 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 very committed person. This is like your future spouse is somebody, again, they only have eyes for you. They're like, how can I explain that energy? Like, if your future spouse falls in love, they fall in love head over heels. They give their last shirt. They would even like, they give you everything, okay? And I feel like there was a person that took advantage of that, or maybe there was a certain family member that took advantage of that, and your future spouse, they know about it, okay? But they will feel like when it comes to you that they can actually trust you, or when you start to talk about what you've been through, they see themselves in you, and it makes them feel like they can put their guard down, okay? So I also feel like your future spouse is somebody who's extremely good at manifesting. If you look at this card, this is a man or a woman that is extremely good at manifesting, again, which is the reason why they somehow have somebody in their family, they somehow, some way have somebody in their family, or somebody that they considered family. This could even be like a half brother, a half sister. This could be kind of like a, I'm also hearing, this could even be, how do you say that? This could even be, I lost my train of thought. Maybe it was not important. Hold on, guys. This could even be a friend, okay? This could also be a friend that was considered family, or everybody in their family knew your future spouse's friend, and this is the person that kind of backstabbed them or something along those lines. But again, I keep hearing it. It is so strong. The energy is extremely strong, pile number one. I keep hearing, I will always choose you. I will always choose you. I will always choose you. I keep hearing it. There's something going on with I will always choose you, or I would never, you know, like trust this person more than you, or yeah, something about like you are my family, or you were loyal to me, or something. I'm also hearing what you need to know is that I feel like your future spouse, I'm going to do a reading on that very, very soon. But I'm hearing your future spouse will, the way that they would tell you that they love you is gonna be like big, is something that I'm picking up, or it's gonna be like very intense, because I keep hearing it that, oh, I will always choose you, I will always choose you, kind of like as if your future spouse is like reassuring you that they're committed to you, kind of like this, I give my all to you, is something that I'm picking up here, okay? And there's something about like, I feel like the way that they're going to tell you that they love you, again, I cannot wait, this has to be the next pick a card reading. The way that they're going to tell you that they love you, I feel like it's like a big thing, or they're going to do that with like a big surprise. Like they're going to do a big thing out of telling you that they love you, or out of telling you that they want to be with you, or out of like introducing you to their family. It's going to be like a big thing, or they're going to make a big thing out of it. So somehow, some way, they're going to be over the top with telling you how they love you. I don't know how they're going to do that. Again, we're going to do a reading on that. But there's something going on with like where it's almost this energy where you somehow gain your trust by something that you do or something that you say, and in that moment it's kind of like a waterfall, or like a waterfall where the walls of your spouse are breaking down, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, like where does all the love come from? Because I feel like they're very cool, calm, and collected. They keep their composure, but they're actually like a hopeless romantic, or like a hopeful romantic, or they're actually a person who really craves love, or they're a person who really like, they always wanted to experience true love, and they always wanted to be like so in love with a person that, you know, it almost consumes them or something along those lines. But I feel like they held back because they did go through some type of betrayal somehow, some way, is something that I'm picking up here. This could be in their family, this could be in a certain relationship. They could have gotten divorced before, okay? But there's something that you will say or something that you will do where they will feel like they can trust you, or they will see themselves in you. I'm also seeing here, okay, give me a moment. I'm seeing something. It's a vision that is coming through. I feel like they will say something like, you are my soulmate, or I feel like you are my soulmate, or I feel like you are my destiny. I feel like your spouse is poetic, or they're very over the top sometimes when they talk. Like, you're my soulmate, or I don't know, like, because I'm hearing something like I'm hearing something like, I'm hearing in my culture we say, so they have maybe like a strong background, a strong culture, but I feel like you will say or do something that reminds them of their ancestors or their culture. So there's something, yeah, I'm also hearing they're superstitious, so your spouse is definitely superstitious, and I'm hearing like, they will say something like, in my culture we say, you have to find your soulmate by the age of 35, or you will fall in love with your soulmate by the age of 30, and they are 30, and they will say something, does that make sense? Something along those lines. I feel like there's something going on with ancestors and culture and traditions, or something along those lines, or something about the way that they tell you that they love you. I'm hearing it's gonna melt your heart, because it's kind of like it's poetic, or it's very traditional, or it's very romantic, and maybe they don't even look romantic in the beginning, but they're gonna have their, I feel like this person sometimes has their moments where they're overly like romantic or overly dramatic or something along those lines, okay? And then other times they hold back, is something that I'm picking up here. I'm not saying it's a runner-chaser dynamic, because that's not what I'm picking up here, because look at it. Look the way they're holding each other's hands. It's kind of like, I'm here by your side. This is not a runner-chaser. I'm just saying that sometimes they're maybe like very focused on their work, okay, where they're not overly dramatically romantic, and then other times they're all about romance, they're all about love, they're all about kissing, they're all about like romantic dates. And then on other days they're more about like work. Does that make sense? Because I feel like your future spouse again is somebody who loves to work, or somebody who loves their job, or somebody who really likes to make money. Like, but I'm hearing like they make money, like it's fun for them to make money. It's not necessarily like, oh, I want to have a lot of money. Maybe yes, but they have fun making money, or they have fun working, or they love to work, they love their job, or they love to manifest, okay? They love to see how much they can manifest. And if you look at this card, I'm picking up this energy here where, to me, this feels like you and your future spouse, you're gonna look at each other as, finally there's like a pure-hearted, innocent person coming to me. Or, oh yeah, by the way, I didn't fully explain the vision that came to me. So what I saw was like, there's going to be a moment between you and your future spouse where you're not going to talk to each other, and they're just looking into your eyes. And I feel like they're looking into your eyes because they want to see. I'm hearing the eyes are the windows to the soul. But what I'm hearing is your future spouse will look into your eyes to see if you are the one, or to see if you are honest with them or truthful with them. So they will look at your eyes in particular. And what I'm seeing as Spirit is showing me how they look into your eyes, and there's like a spark in your eyes that they see or feel. Maybe they cannot even say what they see in your eyes, but they see something in your eyes that tells them they should trust you, or that tells them they should tell you about something, okay? I'm also hearing that there could also be an energy where they will look into your eyes, and you will be like, why are you looking at me? And then they will say that they love you, but it's kind of like with a very intense stare, or I don't know, like for some of you guys, I'm also hearing, if it's not overly romantic, it's like super duper funny the way that they say that they love you. It's kind of like they're screaming at, you know, like you look at each other and you just have like a normal conversation about how good the breakfast tastes, and all of a sudden they're like, I love you. But it burst out of them because, I don't know, they look into your eyes, or you said something or you did something that made them feel secure enough to say it, and it's gonna be like boom. And like it bursts out of them, like they cannot hold it back anymore. And I feel like it's gonna be like either like super duper funny, because they say it in a very inappropriate situation, and it's gonna be kind of like an insider where you guys laugh about how they told you that they love you, or it's gonna be very romantic, or they're gonna be over the top with what they do. Okay, so it's not just gonna be like under their breath. There's something weird going on with the way that they tell you that they have feelings or that they love you. Okay, but again, with this card here, if you look at it, it looks like she is, you know, with an angel here. Okay, so there's something about, you will look at your future spouse as like they're gonna be an angel in your life, and you're gonna be an angel in your future spouse's life. You're both gonna look at each other like they're an angel, or like they're innocent, or they're pure, or something along those lines. Okay, I'm also picking up an energy here where you would travel a lot with your future spouse, or your future spouse travels a lot. They could be traveling for work. Okay, we have distant horizon here with a ship, and we also have the Chariot here, which is telling me that they either travel for work, okay, or they travel a lot in general, or they have some type of like bucket list of like 10 countries that they want to go to, and around the time where you guys meet is when they feel ready to travel to one place to another. Okay, so there could be an energy where you're going to travel a lot. There could also be an energy where this is going to be a long distance relationship here, and I'm seeing here that your future spouse will have no problem deciding to be with you, or to move to your place, or that you move to their place, in case it is a long distance relationship here. There's something going on with like maybe somebody in your family or in their family is telling them a long distance relationship doesn't work. Do you guys care? No, the fuck not. Okay, which is also maybe the reason why you're gonna move in together quite fast, because that's the only way you guys can be together, in case it is a long distance relationship here. Okay, and for others of you, this could be an energy where, because we already have a Broomy, we have new home and new attitude. Okay, there's something going on with moving in, something going on with buying a house, or something along those lines. I'm going to get into that in a second. And look at that, we even have a key here. Okay, there's even a key that we have here. Another thing that I'm picking up here, if it's not a long distance relationship, this just means that you guys are probably gonna either travel a lot, or you're gonna relocate together to a distant country. You guys are gonna, you know, move together to Europe, to the US, or something along those lines. Okay, there could also be an energy where the both of you will leave your past behind, because I'm picking up an energy where you have a past in your town and they have a past in your town that they don't like, or it's kind of like a fresh new start in a new country without any betrayal or without any drama, if that makes sense. So there could be an energy where you went through some drama, some chapter in your life that was like full of drama, full of like weird people around you, and they went through the same thing, and you guys would decide, you know what, let's just move to a different city, a different town, a different country, okay, together with each other. Okay, another thing that you want that you need to know about your future spouses, they're definitely somehow gifted. Okay, so they're definitely the one in the family that got blessed by the universe, got gifted by the universe. Some of their prayers have been answered, which again is the reason why we have success and prosperity here. Okay, it's somehow connected to them praying, it's somehow connected to them knowing about the law of attraction, it's somehow connected. Do you know what I'm also hearing, guys? Okay, I'm gonna say it. So I'm hearing the reason why some of your future spouse's family members do not like your future spouse is because they're thinking that your future spouse does witchcraft, but in a negative way. So there's somebody in your future spouse's family that thinks that your future spouse does witchcraft, and they frown upon it. It's kind of like, oh, pie number one's future spouse does witchcraft, pie number one's future spouse cannot be trusted. Although they're a fucking angel, look at that. They're actually an angel. Their gifts come from God. Their blessings come from God. Their blessings come from the universe. But there could be an energy, or there could be like a rumor about your future spouse that they do witchcraft, or maybe your future spouse has been talking about the law of attraction, trying to help their family members, and they were frowning upon it and saying, oh, that's witchcraft, or you shouldn't be doing this, or, you know, like the Bible says, you're not supposed to do that, or you're not allowed to do that. And therefore, they're kind of like the black sheep that does witchcraft, which is not the truth. They're just praying, or they're just manifesting, or using the law of attraction here. Okay. Now, we also have the gift and the message here. So I feel like your future spouse is definitely the type of person to, I'm hearing that your future spouse is the type of person to drunk dial, okay? When they are drunk, they're calling you. And when they're calling you, when they're drunk, they're telling you how much they love you. This is the type of person that when they get drunk, they tell you, they become super duper like corny and romantic, and they tell you, I've been waiting all my life for you, or something along those lines. I'm also picking up an energy here. It brings me to a memory. Okay, it brings me to a memory because there was a guy that I used to know, and every time he was drinking, he told everybody and their mama that I would be his wife in the future, and that he will marry me. And I didn't even know about it. You know, I didn't know about it. And then all of a sudden people tell me like, hey, Cynthia, every time this guy's drinking, he's talking about you. He's saying that he wants to marry you, that you are his future wife, or something along those lines. So I feel like your future spouse is definitely the type of person, when they're drunk, you're the first one that they're calling. You're the one that they want to go to. You're the first person that they think of. They're gonna drunk dial you, and they might even be like calling you 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're gonna be like, hey, what's up? And they're like, nothing, I just wanted to hear your voice. It's kind of like where your future spouse, they're gonna really love you. This is like, they're really gonna love you, okay? Like, of course you're gonna love your future spouse, but I'm hearing like you could, like, I don't even want to say it, but it's like this person's gonna give their heart to you, to be honest with you guys, okay? So there's something about when they're drunk, you're the first one that they're calling, drunk dialing. They could be calling you their wife or their husband even before you guys are married. They might, instead of calling you their girlfriend or their boyfriend, they're calling you my future wifey, my future hubby, or you guys are gonna maybe call each other, like something about like where they call you wifey, or they might even like save your contact or like your number under my wife, my woman, my hubby, my future husband, or something along those lines, okay? It's something that I'm picking up here. And this is also a person here, because they are, look at that, look at the funny thing, they got gifted by the universe with something here, okay, with some type of success. And do you know what they do with that success or with that prosperity? They give it away. They give it away to people, which is the reason why sometimes people take advantage of your future spouse, or sometimes people just call your future spouse for money or something along those lines. So you might have to tell your future spouse to reconsider whether or not they want to help a certain family member. I'm hearing you having a conversation about like, hey, this person backstabbed you, betrayed you. Why do you want to help them or something along those lines? And again, your future spouse has like a big heart, and you might have to kind of like sometimes protect them from, you know, giving too much to other people, or from forgiving people too fast, is something that I'm picking up here, okay? Or this might be something that they would do to you, or you would do this for each other, where they see no fault in other people but you do, and you see no fault in other people but they do. So you help each other to not walk into traps or walk with like fake people or something along those lines, okay? Is there anything else? Let me see why the gift is here. Why is the gift here? One more card, and then we're gonna go to the extended. Yeah, look at that. Okay, we have, okay, so the gift is the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles came out again. Again, this person loves to work. They love their job. They love their business, whatever they're doing, they're in love with what they do. They do something that they do for work. They do that with their heart. They do it with their soul and their spirit, and they just love their job, or they love working. Like they genuinely have fun, you know, having a 10-hour shift or an 8-hour shift or something along those lines. They love their job. So the gift here, look at that. So somehow your future spouse got gifted with they're working their dream job. They definitely have their dream job, or they have their dream salary. They make the money that they always wanted to make, or they're working the dream job that they had when they were 8 years old. They somehow manifested their dreams when it comes to their career and their job. They definitely have a job that they love, or they are very, very happy about the money that they make with their job. They feel very content with their finances, feel very, very content with how much money they make, their salary, or something along those lines. Okay, so the gift card here is about how your future spouse got granted a wish when it comes to their job. So their wish of becoming or having this type of profession and making money with it, they somehow realized, or their wish was granted. I'm hearing your wish is my command. Their wish was granted when it comes to they have their dream job. Another thing is that I'm picking up here is, I'm picking up that they make good money wherever they are at. Whatever they're doing, they could be a business owner. They don't have to be. Wherever they are at, they make really, 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 really good money. The King of Pentacles is extremely stable. Okay, it's the most stable king out of all kings. So he makes a decent amount of money, or his salary is amazing. He lives above average. He has the funds and the money to travel, or he or she, this is definitely Miss or Mr. Independent. People depend on your future spouse. Your future spouse doesn't depend on other people. Like even if they are not self-employed, their boss cherishes your future spouse. Like if they work in a company, the company could not survive without your future spouse. So their job is like secure. Like they are a very important part, or like a very important person in their job, where they have like a really good connection to their boss, a really good connection to their manager, which might also, even if I'm also hearing some of you guys, they might even be telling you that they don't have certain credentials, but their manager or their boss was liking your future spouse so much that they got the position anyway, or that they somehow could, you know, climb up the corporate ladder in a different way, because I'm being brought to somebody who's like very you know, in certain movies where there's like a guy or a girl who really shows that she is ambitious, and therefore the boss or the manager likes her and gives her the position because they see how much discipline. So your future spouse has so much discipline that they somehow are going up the corporate ladder right now, or they already have, or there's a certain boss or a leader or somebody in a position of power that favors your future spouse, because your future spouse is very determined, is very disciplined, and is eager to learn. Like they show, like, I'm here. They're the type of person to come 1 hour earlier to work to show the boss or the manager that they're really serious about getting the position, even though they don't have the credentials. Does that make sense? So they're the type of person that convinces people with their discipline, or they're so successful, first of all, because they pray, or they have faith, or they're connected to God, but also because of their discipline. This is an extremely disciplined person. They have been blessed with being good at making money, or they have been blessed with a career that is very lucrative, or a career that has a future. You know, like some careers, they don't have a future. Their career has a future. People are very interested in what they do for a living, or they might even have people that work under them, not gonna lie. Because these two people for me feel like, hold on. These two people for me feel like they have to listen to your future spouse's commands or something along those lines. So they could be a business owner, they might have an assistant, or they might have somebody, they might have somebody that helps them or something along those lines, where they work with other people and they need, like, you know, the help from other people because their business is going great or something along those lines, or they tell other people what to do in the company. People listen to your future spouse. Your future spouse is a very important name in their company, or somehow, again, like their wish was granted with their dream job. Okay, now I want to see, I think that's where the success is coming from, right? But let's see one more card with the success card. Why is the success card here? Your future spouse is somebody who likes to give gifts. Okay, they're definitely the type of person that like to give you gifts. They like it when they're the type of person to put something on the table and you're coming home and you didn't know about it and they just bought you something that you saw in the window. Like when you guys were window shopping, they bought it for you, or they like to show you that they love you with buying you gifts, most definitely. Okay, for some of you guys, they might even be, for some of you guys, not for everybody, for some of you guys, your future spouse will ask you to work for them or will ask you to transition to their company, because when you work for their company, you're going to make more money, or they're going to help you to make more money, or they're going to help you with your career. Okay, so something about like, hey, why don't you start working at my company, or why don't you start, not that you have to, but they would be the type of person to like make sure that you're also okay financially. So they might be offering you to work at their place. They might be telling you how you can make more money, or they might be telling you about different sources of income. They might be, yeah, most definitely your spirit guides are here. There's something going on with, they help people to make more money, or they're just really good at making money. They're just really good at manifesting. So they will show you their tricks and tips or something along those lines. So this could definitely be a person that openly talks about the law of attraction or something along those lines, which again, I feel like they have like a very good reputation for some people and a very bad reputation for other people. Kind of like they do witchcraft, or they're cocky, or they think they're holier than thou, or they don't deserve it because they don't have the credentials, or this person's not working hard enough. I work harder than this person. Something along those lines is going on here, because I'm seeing somebody here who's like salty, or I don't know, but it has something to do with, again, your future spouse is a successful man, is a successful woman, or they're very close to succeeding, or everybody knows that your future spouse will be successful because they see the determination and the discipline and the endurance that your future spouse has, which is the reason they know at some point, even if it takes another 5 years, your future spouse will be successful and prosperous. Okay, people believe in your future spouse, but some people believe in your future spouse so much so that they get intimidated, or I don't know, something weird is going on. Look at that opportunity. Okay, so your future spouse might have people around you that are around them that are opportunists, that are only be with your future spouse because they feel like your future spouse will somehow be successful or already is successful. Okay, so they sometimes have a problem with people coming to them just because of opportunities. Okay. But again, the reason why they're so successful is because of their intuition. And this is also the type of person that listens to their intuition. And their intuition would tell them, pie number one, like you watching me, you are the one for me. Like, I don't care what my auntie says. I don't care what my friend says. And in the end, I'm also hearing the universe will expose who is truthful and who is not. So there could be some type of like drama connected to somebody lying on your name, somebody lying on their name, or something about like somebody might be in, you might not even notice anything, they might not even tell you, or they might be telling you, yeah, this person was talking bad about you, but I love you, I believe in you, I trust you. You know, I was praying for a sign, and then I had this dream, and this dream showed me that I can trust you. Something weird is going on here, okay? Something weird is going on. They could have like a very conservative family, or I don't know. Okay, I'm also hearing they're the first one, or one of the first ones that is breaking like a generational pattern when it comes to finances, because they listened to their intuition and therefore they have a lot of opportunities or a career with a future, or they're gonna somehow, some way be very successful in their future. And again, they have been blessed by their ancestors. Okay, so they have been blessed by their ancestors, but people might be thinking your future spouse is cheating, lying, scamming people, or your future spouse is how do you say it, doing witchcraft or doing things that they're not supposed to do according to the Bible or something along those lines. Okay, but I think that's all I have for you guys. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Now we're going to go to the extended. The link is down in the description box. And what we're going to look at is, what do I want to look at? Or what do we want to look at? So we could either look at what they're currently going through, like spying on them, or we could look at their fantasies, what they're thinking about, or what they're thinking about when they think about love. But I think I want to look at that. That's more spicy, right? I think so. Okay. I'm going to see you in the extent. We're going to look at what are their daydreams when they think about love, which is in essence you, and maybe what they're currently doing. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in spying on your future spouse, the link is down in the description box. And if not, I'm going to see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pal number 2. Welcome to your reading. Okay, so you chose this beautiful image here, or you chose this beautiful seashell. Either or. And we're going to look at what your spirit guides want you to know about your future spouse. This is information that they want you to know. This is information that you need to hear. It might be answers to certain questions that you had in mind. It might guide you somehow, some way. It might even guide you to a vision about your future spouse, or a synchronicity, a hint, whatever, whoever. So this is a very free, open, interesting in your reading. I'm looking through the blinds because I put them down because I want, the light to really, be in its glory. And then I have to put like the shades down. And I'm looking at the sun, and it is like, because it's not fully down, so there's little cracks where the sun is coming in, and I'm seeing like a shimmer of rainbow. I'm seeing the color green here. Okay. So the color green could be significant. Somebody could wear something. I'm also seeing yellow. So I'm seeing somebody here might be, it's like it's a whole rainbow here. Somebody could be LGBTQ. Okay, so if you are LGBTQIA, this is definitely your pile. But I'm seeing the color green. Somebody's favorite color could be green, or you could be wearing something green right now. I'm also seeing here, give me a moment. It looks like an orange, yellow, could be a significant color, and pink as well. Okay, could be something that you're wearing right now. You could have bought something in that color recently. Okay, but literally, like, I cannot stop staring at the sun, which is weird. So as an omen, I feel like your future spouse is very hypnotizing. They could have very hypnotizing eyes. They could be having a very hypnotizing voice where I'm being brought to like a woman who's kind of like a siren, or a man who is looked at as a seducer, like a man who has like a very nice sexy voice that women like, or like a woman, her eyes or her gaze is like very flirtatious, but in a way where it captivates you. So this is the type of person that catches a lot of people's eyes. This could be because they're just a very beautiful person. This could be because they have very interesting hair. Okay, this could be because they wear a lot of colors, or they're very expressive with their fashion. Something about they do catch people's attention. Okay, so they get a lot of attention. For whatever reason, this person gets a lot of attention. A lot of people look at your future spouse. When your future spouse is walking, people are looking at your future spouse like this. They're following, like their gaze is following that person, or they could even be in the public eye. I'm not gonna lie, not for everybody. Or they could just have like an Instagram following, social media following, because nowadays it's more common than not that somebody is doing something on social media. So they could be a social media person, an influencer. They somehow are like, they know how to seduce people, or like there's something magnetic about them. People like to listen to your future spouse. People like to look at your future spouse. People trust your future spouse. There's something going on where people cannot stop looking at your future spouse. I do not know why. Okay, this could even be, even if it's not like, oh, they're like sexy or they have an Instagram following, this could literally be that they hold presentations and people look at your future spouse as they stand in front of the whiteboard, as they are holding the presentation. So people look at your future spouse. Does that make sense? Or they somehow give interviews, or they somehow do something where people are just focused. It's kind of like people are focused on your future spouse. I do not know why, okay, but they are focused on your future spouse, okay? Or there could be an energy where your future spouse is like a very focused person, like they have a tunnel vision, they're like an extremely focused person, or this is something that they might be working on right now. This could even be something I'm also picking up. Spirit is saying, for some of you guys, your spirit guides are bringing this topic up because the answer to your question could possibly be you need to focus more. You need to focus less on one thing and focus more on another thing. Just for somebody here. I don't know where this came from. Anyway, what does pile number 2 need to know about their future spouse? The funny thing is, the reason why I say your future spouse might be in the public eye is because we have the Hierophant here, and it looks like I don't even know what the fuck this is. Is it supposed to be a TV? I guess. Okay, so again, for some of you guys, your future spouse could possibly be somebody in the public eye, or somebody who does like, they talk in public, or something about people are focused on your future spouse when they talk or when they walk or when they do something, because they do something that catches people's attention. Okay, like they can hold a gaze, or they're somehow like very charming, very flirtatious, in a sense where they just, maybe I'm hearing, attract a crowd or attract people that want to know more, or again, they just get a lot of attention here. Another thing that your spirit guides want you to know about your future spouse. They want you to know about your future spouse. First of all, I'm gonna clarify this card. Like, not clarify, but talk about it. Because if I look at this card, I want you guys to tell me what you think, feel, or see. The first thing that comes to your mind when you see this. When I look at this card, I'm being brought to this one lady. She also does future spouse readings. I don't know her name, to be honest with you. She does like singles and future spouse readings and stuff like that. And she did a reading about, I'm going to draw your soulmate or your twin flame or your future spouse. I'm being brought to those advertisements, which comes back to TV, right? When we talk about advertisement, we come back to the TV energy here. Okay, so they could maybe walk behind the scenes for, like, I'm hearing they could work behind the scenes for a production, or they could be doing something that appears in magazines or that appears on TV. So they could be working behind the scenes, like they're the man or the woman that takes care of the lighting, or they are the makeup. They do the makeup for the people that are gonna be photographed for the magazine. Or does that make sense? So they might be doing something behind the scenes that is somehow for the public, in a magazine, in an interview, on TV, in a music video. They could be doing things behind the scenes in a theater. They could be the person that does the presentation or helps their boss with the presentation. So they create the presentation, and then the boss is, presenting the presentation. I think that was like double presentation, whatever. So they could be doing something behind the scenes, but then it's gonna get published, or something along those lines. Or they might be working for somebody who's somehow in the public eye, or they could be working somewhere where they publish stuff to the public. Again, I said a double again, publish something to the public. Okay. So they could be doing something like behind the scenes that is being published, or they could be in the center, like they could be the one interviewing people. They could be the one in front of the camera. They could do something on social media. They could currently grow a social media following, or they could currently market their business. They could currently even manage, or I'm also hearing social media manager is something that I'm picking up here as well. Or they could be the representative of a company. Okay, not for everybody, but for a lot of you guys, that your future spouse definitely does. Your future spouse does something that can potentially bring quite some money. Okay, they could be doing something that could actually bring financial stability to them, could bring it, like I'm hearing, I said the same thing in pile number 1, but here it's a little bit different. I'm hearing, what I'm picking up here is an energy where this person, their career has a future. Even if they are not already doing what I was describing, they could have an idea. I want to take pictures of people, I want to interview people, I want to do this, I want to do that. And what you need to know about your future spouse, if they tell you that they have an idea, like I want to do this and I want to do that, and it has something to do with advertisement, being seen, being in the public eye, or somehow being involved behind the scenes for something that is going to be published, your future spouse is going to be successful. We have the unexpected income here, okay? So what you need to know about your future spouse is that your future spouse is gonna soon experience or will be experiencing, this could even be that you are with your future spouse, you guys are dating each other, they tell you about their, about their dreams or about what they want to do, and you will witness how your future spouse suddenly becomes wealthy, or how your future spouse suddenly their business is booming and blossoming and thriving and shining, okay? So, excuse me, so you could witness how your future spouse actually becomes wealthy in front of your eyes, or somehow gets offered a job position that brings a lot of money to them, or somehow gets chosen for like a big production, excuse me, that they get chosen for a big production where there's a lot of money, or somebody's offering them like a big deal, a really incredible job, and they make double the amount of money that they did before. Does that make sense? So somehow you're either going to witness how they come into wealth, or how they become wealthy, or how they are blessed with huge amounts of money, or with a huge opportunity to make a huge amount of money, or how they win something, how they are chosen for something, or could be something that will occur within the next few weeks for them. What you need to know about your future spouse, and what you can do is you can actually pray for their success, okay? If you want to help your future spouse, pray for your future spouse's success, send them good energy, and pray to the universe for your future spouse to become successful, send them good energy, because I'm picking up that your future spouse doesn't even know how talented they are, or how much finances will come out of their idea. So they have an idea in mind. This could even be that when you meet this person, there will be a person, they might not even be wealthy or rich or stable financially when you meet them, but they have a lot of imagination. So they would tell you about the things that they imagine to do in the future, and what your spirit guides want you to know is that they want you to support your future spouse, because your future spouse will actually be successful, okay? So when they tell you something about, I was thinking about doing this product, or marketing myself, or doing something on social media, or doing this or doing that, your spirit guides actually want you to support your future spouse, because you do not fucking know. There's so much money in this idea. There's so much money in this idea. There's so much wealth, financial, and I'm hearing generational wealth. Like your future spouse is currently manifesting generational wealth. They will be doing something. They will be making a decision that brings this decision will bring a lot of money to them, and will be the reason why, maybe your children will be blessed with something, or something along those lines, where they're actually right now, your future spouse is manifesting, again, generational wealth. They're manifesting a huge windfall, unexpected money coming to them potentially somehow winning or becoming wealthy, okay? So your future spouse could be there. I feel like your future spouse is being blessed with wealth within the next few weeks and months, okay? Or again, this could be something that will occur. You meet your future spouse, they tell you about all these ideas that they have, and it will sound like this pick a card reading, or you will remember, this and that. And you will then, once you guys date, you meet each other within the next few weeks, as you are dating each other, as you are in a relationship, that's when a sudden wealth is coming to them, or they're winning, or there's so much money on their bank account, or they get like a huge offer from a huge company, or a sponsorship, or somebody big wants to work with them, and it brings a lot of money to them. Somehow, some way, this is gonna occur, okay? Because your future spouse, again, they have so much imagination, and their ideas are fucking futuristic. Your future spouse is very, very talented, but what they're talented in is they're talented in imagining new things or innovating new things, or something about being futuristic or doing something that will blow off 2 years from now, or setting trends or something along those lines. So your future spouse is really good at setting trends or doing things that are futuristic, innovating stuff, or they're so imaginative. You know what it feels like to me? I heard this in a different reading. If you heard it before and it rings a bell, and you can remember, oh, I heard it in a different reading, now this is your reading. But I'm hearing your future spouse is gifted with, they can, you know how they're somehow gifted with the entertainment industry, is something that I'm picking up here. Because, for example, people usually want to escape their reality, right? They want to, you know, go into a fantasy world. That's why people go into the cinema. That's why people go dancing, because our five senses, we want color, we want a nice scent, you know, like that's why people also create makeup. It's like a transformation. It's interesting to look at how things transform. Or, you know, artists and painters and music, it's kind of like all of these things are altering the reality, right? When you listen to music, it completely changes the vibe. Okay, or this person is somehow artistically talented, but they're talented at, how can I explain that they're talented? Didn't I say how I was so focused on the sun? So there, and the sun is like the center. The sun is, listen, hold on. They could be a Leo, which is the reason, like, I'm also hearing for some of you guys, your future spouse belongs on stage, or they could really love the theater, or they love to do something where they entertain people, okay? So they're just really good at entertaining people, or at making people's reality beautiful. Like, they could be a person who is really good at, like, their art, just, you know, when they open up an exhibition or an art gallery, it brings people into a different world, and that's where their gift is lying. Or when they create a documentary or do an interview, they could be they're somehow gifted with ideas that help people to find beauty in life. Like, it's not like I feel like it's not a common job, because with imagination, for me, this feels like more like artistic, and it feels like they're stimulating people's senses. They're stimulating the eyes, the soul, the spirit, the smell, the taste, the touch, something along those lines, where they take people out of their daily routine and into like a beautiful world, into a very artistic world, somehow, some way. Okay, don't know how to explain that, but if you look at this card, look at that. They're taking people out of their dull energy into their art gallery, into their restaurant, into their art, into their paintings. Okay, something about people can live a fantasy through your future spouse, or your future spouse, somehow their fantasy or their imagination is not just a fantasy or imagination, it's a prophecy of how they will at some point bring generational wealth to their family, or how they will somehow break a generational pattern. Okay, so somehow, some way, your future spouse is extremely talented. They're so talented that it's going to bring money to them, or it's already bringing money to them. So they could also have a very artistic job where they make money with their imagination, or they will be making money with their imagination in the future. For some of you guys, this person could possibly become a fashion designer. If you tell me you are into fashion designing, this is definitely your pal, because I'm seeing fashion designing here. Okay, where your future spouse might be telling you that they want to design fashion. That's a green light. If your future spouse tells you they want to create fashion, and you have a really good feeling with your future spouse, or there's no doubt, you don't feel any doubt about them being the one, or it's very clear that you love each other and want to be in a relationship, I feel like they're going to make money with fashion designing. Okay, or they're going to make money with their art, their music. They're going to make money with helping. Again, even if they are behind the scenes, even if they don't make or do the fashion, they might be the event manager that helps a certain person to present their fashion, and somehow big money is involved in that. Does that make sense? So they could even be also like an event manager, something that I'm picking up. They could be like a wedding planner. They're doing something where they plan to transform something, or they do something. It's their talent, okay? Even if it's not their profession, it is 1000% their talent, and they're gonna make a lot of money with it, or they're already making a lot of money with it, okay? Now coming back to this card here, when I looked at this card, I was being brought to like, I'm gonna draw your soulmate, I'm gonna draw how your future spouse will look like and stuff like that, which then brought me to like, okay, they could be on social media, or they could be just very artistically, like they could literally have like crazy ideas about carpets, like that you look futuristic, or they could be somebody who wants to design fashion that looks like cyberpunk-ish. Does that make sense? And what they do is like, it's gonna be trend setting, they're gonna be a trendsetter, or it's gonna be trendy what they're gonna do, or they're gonna catch or captivate a big audience, or their business, their ideas, what they do, just, you know, it draws people in. It draws people in so much so that within the next few weeks, there's gonna be a big deal, a big contract that they will be signing, big money coming to them. But again, they deserve it because they bring a lot of entertainment, a lot of joy, and a lot of beauty to the world and the universe and into people's lives. Because if we look at this card, it looks like this person's in the dark, but when they imagine they are like elsewhere, they could also have a talent for imagining things to existence. They might be telling you that every time I imagine something, it happens, or I've been imagining my career into existence, or when I want something, I manifest it, or I visualize it. So they could actually say they use visualization and imagination to manifest something, or they could be telling you that they're living their dream life, or that they are trying to manifest their dream reality and their dream life with some type of artistic job, okay? They want to become like they want to innovate something, they want to become a fashion designer, they want to work behind the scenes for a film production, they want to help with creating a comic, they want to write a book. All of that is in the fantasy entertainment industry here, okay? I'm hearing they have a small, like they have a lot of inspiration. This is like a person that gets inspired everywhere. You guys might be going out and they're like, oh, I'm so inspired by this tree, I'm so inspired by this lamp, oh, this restaurant inspired me, oh, this cucumber that I just ate inspired me. This is the type of person that gets inspired very easily. And again, they're full of imagination and full of inspiration. This is also a very bubbly person, very light-hearted, very bubbly, okay? And with the Daughter of Stars, I'm hearing how a small idea turns into a big thing, or how a small idea turns into a business, how a small idea turns into unexpected income, how a small idea turns into sudden wealth. This could also be a person who has multiple sources of income, because if I look at this card, it looks like she has a lot of stuff to do. Okay, so this could be somebody who's very busy, they just have multiple sources of income, and that's why they're gonna be wealthy in the future. Because I'm picking up an energy of like, you know how people say you have to have at least like 6 sources of income in order to be wealthy, or something along those lines. Okay, it doesn't even have to be over the top, but they probably have more than one source of income, or they will be having more than one source of income, and one source of income is gonna blow the fuck up. Okay, the 10 of Pentacles is money raining, okay? There could be an energy where your future spouse might, I'm not gonna say it's for everybody, because listen, okay, this is a general reading, okay? This might even be literally for 11 people, or just one person watching, or like 11% of people who are watching. But it could be an energy where your future spouse will win something, like they will win a car in the future, or they will win a jackpot, or they will be winning a competition which brings money to them. They might win like an award, okay? I'm not talking about like, you know, the BET awards, but it could be like a award in the, you know, like in a smaller setting, or they could be working with this could even be, if it's not your future spouse, they will be working with very wealthy people in the future, or they will have very wealthy clients. Which is the reason why I'm being brought to like makeup artists who work with like wealthy people. or like hairdressers. It's kind of like a hairdresser who makes themselves self-employed and they somehow work for people in public. They could be working for, again, marketing production. They could be working for advertisement production or something along those lines, where they do the hair, the makeup, they style people. They are the manager of somebody who's in the public eye. They are the assistant of somebody important, or somebody who is just very well established, okay? And that's where they get their benefits from. Something going on with when you meet your future spouse and they tell you about, because I feel like they're gonna be a little bit, there could be an energy where your future spouse doesn't even know. Okay, so I feel like this didn't happen yet. I feel like your future spouse does not even know that they are about to, their life is going to change completely because of an idea that was very small and turned out to be this big thing, this big chapter in their life. Okay. I'm also hearing the angel number 1010 could be significant. Okay. Let me see. Now with the Two of Swords, again, there's this energy of, I feel like your future spouse doesn't even know that they will come into this wealth, or that they will bump into this wealthy person that wants to work with them. They don't even know of it yet. But the funny part is, people around your future spouse know that your future spouse will be successful. And they get quite a lot of hate from people, or there's people that don't like your future spouse. Your future spouse definitely has haters. 100%. So your spirit guides might want you to know that they want you to pray for your future spouse's protection or for your future spouse's success, because they might need it right now. Because I'm hearing, just as much as a lot of people love your future spouse, there's also a lot of people that do not like your future spouse at all, that actually don't want your future spouse to succeed. Okay. And again, they're totally like, they don't know what's coming their way. It's happening within the next few weeks. There could also be an energy where you will meet within the next few weeks and it will happen simultaneously. Okay, I'm hearing they're genuinely talented. Okay, they're genuinely talented. They genuinely have a talent from God. That is going to get rewarded with some type of money, or an energy where your future spouse is like a very good person, or they have good karma in somehow, some way. I'm hearing their spirit guides are helping them to find financial stability because they deserve it, if that makes sense, okay? Something along those lines here. I'm also hearing your future spouse likes to dance, okay? So they're definitely gonna help you to shake your hips. Okay. I'm hearing hips don't lie. And it's funny that you chose this picture, because she literally has a Vogue magazine in her hands and she's like the center of the thingy-majigger here. Okay. It could be like a picture goes viral, or their business idea. I'm also being brought to Shark Tank. Okay, this is what I'm picking up here. What else? Oh, guys, give me a moment. I just want to drink a little sip here. So your future spouse definitely likes to dance, but again, I feel like your spirit guides want you to pray for your future spouse's safety, protection, and for their success, because your prayers help, or like your prayers bring good energy to your future spouse. They might need it because they also have a lot of opposition or something that I'm picking up here, or people that want to stop your future spouse from succeeding. For some of you guys, your future spouse could be involved in a family business, okay? They could be involved in a family business, or there could be an energy where you will have a family business with your future spouse. There could be an energy where your future spouse and you will have some type of family business. Ooh, that you guys will have some type of family business here. Now, if we look at this card, your future spouse could also come up with like a seminar or a course that is going to sell out, because I'm picking up an energy where they might be thinking about teaching something to people and it's going to sell out. It's going to be like, people are going to be so interested. Let's say, for example, they are a teacher. Even if they are a teacher, they're going to sell courses or classes, or even write a book about something, and it's going to go viral, or it's going to bring a lot of money, or something along those lines, okay? Even if they have a traditional job, they still do something either artistic or they teach people, and whatever they're going to offer to the public, to people are going to be extremely interested in that, okay, to the point where they can actually make a business out of it, or it's a huge source of income, or it's something that brings like a lot of luck to them financially, okay. There could be an energy where your future spouse is into real estate. They could be interested in real estate. They could be into owning physically like a shop, or like physically owning like a shop. Again, they could be in a family business where they get the restaurant of their grandpa, okay, where the house or the building is from their grandpa. There could be an energy of like an inheritance, or where they own a house. They could even be owning a house like in their home country. Let's say, for example, they live in America, but they have maybe their own house, or they got a house inherited in a different country. Does that make sense? Where they somehow own property or land, or they could be into real estate. They could be into buying, or they could be thinking about buying a property, and that property is going to sell for double the amount for what they paid for. So if you are into real estate, I feel like your future spouse is into real estate as well, and they're about to have like a big client, or they're about to, I'm hearing your future spouse makes the right decision, because if we look at the Two of Swords, they're somehow at a crossroads right now, or they don't know of their luck yet, okay. Your future spouse is going to be somehow lucky with something that they do. We also have the card here, peace, twice. It says, Bridget, goddess, in your sacred name, align within me, peace's flame. Then we have peace here as well. So your future spouse is a very, 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 very peaceful person, okay? This is not a person who is money hungry, or who is greedy or something along those lines, or who is like running after money. They just, how can I explain that energy? It's kind of like this person is genuinely talented, or they genuinely have beautiful ideas that would make a lot of people happy, or they genuinely help a lot of people out of bullshit, or out of like a shitty situation. And again, they do that with their heart, but again, the universe is gonna bless your future spouse very, very soon, or it already happened. But again, this is like a very peaceful, calm person. They probably meditate, or they probably do something to relax themselves, or they have like a very relaxing nature, very relaxing voice, or just they do things in a very calm, relaxed manner, okay? Everything I'm hearing, they have like a Bob Marley attitude, kind of like very chill, very calm. I'm being brought to like very chill, calm. They could be smoking weed, okay? Doesn't have to be, but this is what I'm being brought to, like a very calm, peaceful person. They don't like conflict, okay? They might even shy away from conflict. They're just a very, very peaceful person here, okay? A very peaceful, thoughtful person. And they're basically, because they are peaceful, is the reason why they create a peaceful life. Does that make sense? They're peaceful, and all they want is peace. So they are following their peaceful mind, body, and soul, which brings them to a peaceful place. But peace is connected to making a lot of money. So it's not about money, they just want peace. But money comes with the request for peace. Okay. Again, your future spouse has quite some haters here. We have an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. And then we have discord amongst friends. And we also have the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. A lot of people see your future spouse as competition, or your future spouse is like, a lot of people get intimidated by your future spouse. They see your future spouse as competition, even though they're like a freaking peaceful person and they're not even interested in competition. But again, like, they don't look at that. They do not know that their path is bringing them to a peaceful life, which again comes with like stability, financial freedom, money, a nice big deal, or some type of inheritance, or receiving a gift or a blessing from their ancestors. They don't know that yet, okay? But other people do know. Like, other people do know, oh, pile number 2, it's only a matter of time until their idea takes off. It's only a matter of time until they get the job they want. It's only a matter of time until their business is about to boom, or something along those lines. I don't know what this is about. Or it's only a matter of time, or people know that your future spouse is lucky, and it's like people know that your future spouse is lucky, or they have witnessed how lucky your future spouse is. So they know when your future spouse has thoughts about doing something, according to pattern, according to what they have witnessed in your future spouse's life, they will also be lucky with the next thing that they will do. Does that make sense? So there are certain people that I don't know, there are certain people that are opposing your future spouse, that are trying to stand and look at that. Look at this card here. It says pathway, right? And it's like a clear pathway. Look at that. Hold on. But if we look here, it's kind of like a person is standing in front of the other person, so the pathway is not clear. There are certain people that are trying to block your future spouse from succeeding, which I feel like your spirit guides want you to pray for your future spouse, or want you to send your future spouse good energy, because they can actually feel it, okay? Another thing is, with this card, I also feel like your future spouse knows what you look like, or they have an idea of what you look like. They had a vision of you, they had a dream of you, they went to a psychic that described them to you, that they might have even went to a psychic who was drawing you, okay? Because if we look at this card, it looks literally like he drew this lady, okay? So there could even be an energy where they went, let's say for example, they went on a trip to Greece, and then there was this artist, and this artist said, I'm gonna draw your twin flame and your future spouse, or like the person that you will marry, or your next boyfriend or whatever. And they drew this person, and this person actually looks like you. This artist actually drew your face, okay? Or again, they had a dream of you, or they had a vision of you. They had a vision of you while they meditated. They heard your voice. They definitely know what you look like, or what you feel like, what your energy feels like. They know what your soul feels like. Or there's an energy of like they will be getting a vision of you within the next few weeks and months, okay? Like literally within the next few weeks, they could be getting a vision of how you look, or what you look like right before you guys meet. So they will notice you, or they might even be telling you, hey, I actually had a dream of you. I know it sounds freaking creepy, but I had a dream of you. Or I saw you in my dreams before, or you look like the lady or the man in my dreams, something along those lines, okay? And again, for others of you, there's an energy where they just go through an energy where people are trying to stop them from succeeding, where people are trying to talk them out of ideas, even though those ideas would bring a lot of money to them. Something that I'm picking up here. So it's kind of like a spirit guides want you to pray for your future spouse and send them good energy, because they get a lot of shitty energy, or a lot of people are trying to stand in the way between your future spouse and their destiny. And another thing that I'm picking up here before I leave you guys, although I actually want to clarify this one, I'm also hearing this energy that your future spouse is connected to God. They could be God-fearing, or they could have good karma, because they believe in God, they believe in the universe, and they believe in doing good things, which is the reason why they're so lucky, or which is the reason why they're going to be blessed with wealth. But other people are just, triggered. Like people are going to be triggered by the success of your future spouse, or people are triggered by the luck that your future spouse has or will be having. Okay, and they're probably gonna lose a lot of friends, or they already lost a lot of friends here. And again, I feel like keep them in their prayers. I keep hearing it. Keep your future spouse in your prayers, because they actually need it right now. They could be going through some type of like mind fuck, or people standing in their way, or people doing something that they shouldn't be doing, or I don't know, something is going on here. Now, I want to get one more card here for what is happening within the next few weeks, and then we're going to go to the extended. And in the extended, I want to look at, first of all, what is your future spouse fantasizing about when they think about love? And then we're also going to look at what they're currently going through, like just a few cards, what's going on with them. We're basically going to spy on them a little bit, okay? Okay. Can you tell me what pile number 2's future spouse, what is the within the next few weeks about? What's going on here? The Knave of Wands. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Your future spouse's life is about to change within the next few weeks. Within the next few weeks, they're going to conquer a lot of enemies, or a lot of people that were standing in their way. Because again, there were people that were trying to hold them back from fulfilling their destiny. So they're basically going through a little bit of like a dramatic energy right now, where they have opponents, they have people that talk them out of ideas. They have people that are trying to make your future spouse insecure. And they're going to reach their goal anyway. So they're going to reach a huge goal within the next few weeks. Okay. What is the within the next few weeks about? Look at that. The Ace of Swords. What is happening within the next few weeks? We have the Devil here. Yeah. And we have the Lovers. You could be meeting within the next few weeks. Pile number 2 is something that I'm picking up here. Yeah, you could be meeting within the next few weeks. They could be moving to your city, to your country within the next few weeks. Okay, because this one looks like they're looking for an apartment. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you will be meeting them within the next few weeks and they will conquer their enemies, or they will conquer like roadblocks. Like they will conquer people that were standing in their way, or they will conquer doubt or something along those lines, or they're reaching like a huge milestone when it comes to their career within the next few weeks. And it's probably going to happen simultaneously with you guys meeting, or yeah, I also feel like, again, they could be moving to your place or your city within the next few weeks, in case they are like, they live elsewhere. They could be moving within the next few weeks, and within the next few weeks, they could be moving to where you live within the next few weeks, because they make this big money with this job or with this offer, and then they have enough money to move, and then they will be where you are at. Okay, and for others of you, it's literally you guys meeting. Okay, or you guys will have your first date within the next few weeks. Okay, I think it's both, to be honest with you. Let me get one more card. What is happening within the next few weeks? Can you give me one more card here? We have the Hierophant, yeah, and the Queen of Swords. I definitely feel like it has something to do with they're going to get like a big offer, or they're going to get like a big opportunity at their career or at their job within the next few weeks. It's definitely something that I'm picking up here. Okay, I feel like it's all going to happen somehow, some way in the same time frame here. But again, do not worry about timing. Focus on you. Focus on being the best woman, the best man that you can be for your future spouse. And they're going to stand in front of you. Okay. Possibly within the next few weeks is definitely something that I'm picking up here. But I'm going to go to the extended now. In case you are interested in that, the link is down in the description box. Again, we're going to spy a little bit on your future spouse, what they're currently going through, and then we're going to look at what they fantasize about when they think about you. Okay, so you get an idea of, you know, what do they think about when they lay in bed. Okay, guys, I'm going to see you in the extended, and if not, I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3. So you chose this beautiful image here, or you chose this beautiful shell here, and we're gonna look at what your spirit guides want you to know about your true love and your future spouse, your twin flame, your soulmate, whatever you want to call it. Okay, if I talk a little bit more mellow, I have been sitting here for a while, and I kind of like my throat is hurting a little bit, to be honest. It's nothing bad. I need to, you know, like drink a tea or something, because the weather here is gloomy as heck. And I think my throat needs a little bit of a break, okay, after your reading. Anyway, so let's talk about your true love and your future spouse and whatever the heck you need to know about them. Pile number 3. What you need to know about your future spouse is that we have the card here, High Honor. And what I pick up here is, especially since we have the Empress here as well, first of all, they want you to know that your future spouse is a fucking powerhouse. Your future spouse is a powerhouse. When they say they're going to do something, they're going to do something. Your future spouse is somebody that doesn't shy away from big projects, big things. I'm hearing they have big D-I-C-K energy. Your future spouse, doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman, they have big D-I-C-K energy. And with the High Honor, I feel like your future spouse somehow people, when people talk about your future spouse, definitely has like a good reputation, to be honest with you. So I'm picking up an energy where your future spouse has the reputation of, you saved my life. Like a lot of people would talk about your future spouse and say, pile number 3's future spouse saved my life. Pile number 3's future spouse changed my perspective. Pile number 3's future spouse helped me to heal. Pile number 3's future spouse helped me to make more money. Something about where your future spouse has a reputation of being the hero. I'm also hearing being the hero of the day, or being the person that saved the day, or something about your future spouse is somehow guiding people in the right direction. Your future spouse is very much involved, or they very much care about where the world is going and where society is going, and they openly speak about the bullshit in society. Okay, they speak about what has to change in society, and it's kind of like they don't shy away from, I feel like they're like, how do you say that? I feel like they're like an activist, or they're like a social activist, or they somehow want to make a change in the world with something that they do, with something that they say. They somehow want to bring some type of change to the justice system, or they want to bring, this is kind of like I'm being brought to documentaries where certain court cases change the rules of the court. I'm being brought to people who openly speak about how our society cannot continue to walk this path, or else we're going in the very wrong direction in society. They could have very strong opinions about like maybe homeschooling their children, or a very strong opinion about like, you know, medication, and or like there's something about where they have a very strong opinion, but their strong opinion comes from they want to save people, they want to tell the truth. This could be somebody who used to work in a dirty industry, and they worked in a dirty industry, and they're exposing the truth. For example, this is a person who talks about like I'm hearing the dirt in the industry. Or maybe, for example, I'm also being brought to people who study medicine. Okay, and I heard some people say that nutrition is not necessarily a big part of medical school, and that nutrition would actually be important because, nutrition or food is, a lot of times the reason for certain problems. That they learn more about medication rather than about not even letting problems happen, but how to solve the problems. Does that make sense? So your future spouse is a problem solver. They solve problems for other people. A lot of people would tell you, you're a man, your woman saved my life. You're a man, your woman is the reason why I got my wife back. I don't know why this is coming, this example. They could be a dating doctor. They could be a psychiatrist, psychologist. They could help people to, I don't know. They could also be like, people could say like, your man, your woman is the reason why I built this business, why I'm thriving and shining. Your woman, your wife is the reason why I didn't give up. Your woman, your wife, your man, your husband is the reason why I found my way back to God. Somehow, some way, a lot of people have a lot of stories about your true love and your future spouse is something that I'm picking up here. Okay. For some of you guys, this is just for a few people, because I know a lot of you guys, you love tarot, but that doesn't mean that you actually read tarot. But for some of you guys, for somebody here in particular, your true love and your future spouse could be into tarot readings, or they could actually be a psychic. They could be a tarot reader. They could have somebody in their family who is a tarot reader, who has psychic abilities, or they have psychic abilities themselves. I'm being brought to a police officer who works a very normal job, well respected by society. They are a police officer, or they are a doctor. But what they don't tell people is that they solve a lot of cases because of their psychic abilities. So they might have visions of clients, or they might have visions of like, oh, this client needs help, or I need to go into this room right now. They didn't ask for me, but I need to go into their room right now. And as they go into the room, they're actually helping this person. So I feel like your future spouse could be a healer, they could be a doctor, they could be a police officer, they could be a fireman. They do something where they save people's lives, or where they help people to get on the right track again. They help people in crisis. This could be like they're mentally in crisis or physically in crisis. They could be financially in a crisis. They somehow help people out of certain crises. Okay. Your future spouse is like well respected, and they help people out of certain crises. Okay. So I'm hearing kind of like do you say a crisis manager? I don't know if you say it like that, but what you need to know is that your future spouse has psychic abilities. And what is it about though? Why do they want you to know that they have psychic abilities? Let me see. I think I want to get a card here. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, listen. Your spirit guides are saying what you need to know about your future spouse is that they sometimes do things. And they do that because they somehow channel a spirit. But like it's like a good spirit. It's like, oh man, why am I going there? I'm being brought to near-death experiences again, of course, but I'm being brought to like how I'm also being brought to mediumship. So your future spouse could possibly be able to talk to dead people, or maybe they saw, because now I'm seeing like, I don't know, I feel like they are a doctor or they are a healer. Or they somehow have psychic abilities here. Even if they don't use their psychic abilities are still part of their life. Like, they cannot help but see auras. Even if they have nothing to do with tarot, they see people's auras, or they know when people are sick, or they know when something bad is happening, they know when something good is happening. They have prophetic dreams. And that's why they even tell a person like, hey, don't go outside today, or something along those lines. And people might be telling you like, your man, your wife actually healed me, helped me, what they told me actually happened. That almost as if your future spouse is like a prophet, or what they say is like the truth. I'm also hearing the real deal. So somehow your future spouse is somehow a hero, or like a lifesaver in a lot of people's eyes. But can you tell me more about the psychic abilities here? Why is this here? You could have been worried about if you will ever meet your future spouse or your true love, or if you, something about like you were scared that they will not find you, or that you will not find them, or something along those lines. But your spirit guides want you to know your future spouse is extremely psychic. They have such a strong intuition that when the time is right, they're going to be in front of you. They're going to stand in front of you. There's nothing for you to worry about. They're so psychic. Their intuition is so strong that they will know where to go in order to meet you. Okay, so for somebody here, you have been worried about like, will I meet them? Or where will I meet them, or when? Your spirit guides want you to know, do not worry about it. They will be there, because again, they have psychic abilities. They see stuff before things happen. They get downloads, they get visions. For others of you, you maybe have been praying for a spiritual man or a spiritual woman. Your future spouse is definitely a spiritual man or a spiritual woman. They might be into shamanic traditions. They might be into shamanism. They're into energy healing. They're into, I'm also hearing light codes. Okay, they might be into mediumship. They are into ghost hunting. They're into, for some of you guys, if you like to, I don't know, like seek, I'm being brought to the Ghost Whisperer, like the TV show The Ghost Whisperer. They could be into stuff like that, okay, which means you can share this part of you with them, because they're into that as well, even if they are like a lawyer, a police officer, or something along those lines. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, they could be doing something that is very like respected by people, or a lot of people have like a lot of good things to say about your spouse. They healed me, they helped me out of a crisis, they were the reason why I had the strength to leave. For some of you guys, they could be a lawyer, okay? So they could have like a very stable job, meaning like they could be a lawyer. They could be in a position where they make decisions for people, because we have the card here, no. Okay, and that one says be assertive. So for me, this feels like your spouse is the type of person to warn people not to make a mistake. And the people who listen to your future spouse, they will end up in a very beautiful place. And the people that do not listen to your future spouse, they end up in a very bad place. Okay? It's kind of like in those movies where somebody's coming and they're saying, hey, you know, I don't go there, you know, like you're gonna lose, you're gonna rip your jeans when you go there. Like, I'm just gonna, you know, I don't want to say anything like too big, but you know what I mean, you get the gist. Like, you're gonna rip your jeans if you go there, don't do it. And this person's like, yeah, wait, whatever, and then they go there and they rip their jeans. This is what I'm picking up here. So I'm picking up an energy where your future spouse is gonna be the reason why something is not happening in your life. They could be coming to you because they are going to warn you of something. They're going to help you to avoid something, okay? Or again, you could just be, Spirit wants you to know that your man or your woman is going to be a very spiritual man, a very spiritual woman, if you have been worried about that, okay? Because we have the card Justice. It says, by the power of 3 by 3, Ma'at, deliver justice to me. Okay, so this is like a very righteous, do you say righteous? This is like a very righteous person. They have very good karma. And I'm also hearing they believe in reincarnation and in the afterlife. They believe in life path numbers. They believe in all of that stuff. So I don't know, I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that they believe in that stuff and you don't have to worry about it. And you don't have to worry about the timing because they are psychic, or they are spiritual, or they are intuitive. So there's nothing for you to worry or do about you guys meeting it, because it's going to happen anyway. They're definitely in a position of power, again, where they tell people no, yes, yes, no. But again, it says no, be assertive. So there's an energy of them helping other people to avoid something, or to be assertive, or to make the right decision here. Okay. And then we have the card here, letting go, and it says, allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again, okay? So your future spouse is kind of like a healer, or they save the day of people, or they save lives, they save the future of other people with something that they do, with speaking the truth here. Or they are very much invested into saving humanity, or rebelling with a cause, or being a rebel with cause here. Let me see. Can you tell me more about pile number 3's future spouse? What else is going on here? They could have also gone through a divorce recently. So if you are a divorcee, your future spouse probably also is a divorcee. Okay, so don't worry about that. I feel like somebody here was worried about, like, I've been married before and they're not gonna want me because I've been married before. Or somebody here might be worried, I have children, like they're not gonna want me because I have children. They actually like children. Or your child is really gonna like your future spouse. Your children is gonna be like, I want to go out, I want to go on the playground with them. Or like something about even your child is gonna look up to your future spouse. Okay, they're gonna be your future spouse is definitely like a great role model, something that I'm picking up here. Do you know what I'm also hearing with this card? I'm also hearing people say, oh, what a beautiful flower, I love that flower. And then they pluck the flower out of the earth, only for it to die. And I don't know, this is like a Buddhist story. I don't know, I'm just, rephrasing it right now. So there's man number 1 who sees a flower and they say, oh, this flower is beautiful, I love that flower, and they pluck it out of the earth so they can look at it closer, or have it, or possess it. And then man number 2, or woman number 2, she comes across the same flower and she says, oh, what a beautiful flower, I love that flower. But instead of plucking it out of the earth, she admires it in the earth. She waters it and looks at it grow. And then the Buddhist story says something like, if you love something, you're not pulling it out of the earth, because then the rose is dying. The rose is dying if you pull her out of the earth. The rose is only living, if she's in her natural habitat. So if you tell me that you were with a very possessive man, a very possessive woman in the past that was really like, they didn't give you any freedom, they didn't give you air to breathe, they were super duper possessive, or if your last marriage, your last relationship failed because of jealousy, I feel like this is something that is gonna be healed within you, because of that person, because this is a person who lets their woman wear, or their man wear and do and be whoever they want to be. Okay, so I don't know, I feel like some of you guys, you were in a very possessive or jealous relationship. The camera cut me off. So I wanted to say, if you guys know that you used to be super possessive or jealous in your past relationship, what your spirit guides want you to know is they want you to dig a little bit deeper why you were so possessive or so jealous, because this is a person who loves their freedom, and they want you to heal this part inside of you as best as you can. Okay, to genuinely attempt to healing your trust issues or your possessiveness or your jealousy, in case you do know that you tend to be this way, because this man, they love their freedom, or this woman or this man, they love their freedom, and it's not even about going out and partying and stuff like that, but they believe in, I'm fully committed to you 100%, but that doesn't mean that I'm giving up my individuality. And if you want to love this man or this woman, and your love brings a smile to their face instead of them frowning, because you can love somebody and you can actually suffocate them. You can love somebody and suffocate them with your love. You can love somebody and think your love is healing them, but it's actually putting them in a cage. It's actually making it hard for this person to breathe. So for some of you guys, again, if you are a jealous person, your spirit guides want you to know, they want you to, for the sake of knowing that this man or this woman wants to love you with all their heart, but they also want to be a free bird, and they want to be free, and they want to be trusted by their partner, that they want you to focus on healing that part inside of you, so that you are ready to meet your true love and your future spouse. And again, for others of you, if it's not you, this could be that you went through some type of possessiveness or jealousy in the past, and your spirit guides want you to know they're the complete opposite, or they maybe used to have a problem with jealousy and possessiveness, but they saw how much damage it caused, and that's why they're currently healing from that, or they already healed from it, meaning that they're now ready to come into your life, or they're going to be a good man for you, okay, and they're going to right their wrongs basically, by being different in your relationship, okay. Is there anything else? This person could also be younger, because we have dealings or relationships with a younger woman. They could actually already have a child. So your future spouse could actually already have a child. They could have a daughter, or they could just be very young, okay? They could be, like, your future spouse could be younger than you, or they could be younger than you expect, okay? They could be younger than you, or they could be younger than you expect. Okay, or they could work with children, or they could work with young people, or they influence a younger generation, or their intention is to influence the younger generation by being a good role model, because I'm also hearing our children are our future. Okay, something about your future spouse is very invested in being like I keep hearing it like an activist, somebody who who's protesting, who is fighting for rights, who would start a revolution, who would, give an interview, and who would, speak their mind because they want things to change in the world. Okay, something that I'm picking up here. So their career is very important, is something that I'm picking up here. Or spirit shows them to somehow change something in the justice system, somehow change something in the world by them being a good father, by them being a good mother, by them being in a position of power. But they were brought in a position of power for them to change the course of humanity, or for them to influence the younger generation in a positive way. Okay, something about there's a lot of bad influence, but this person's basically like a good influence amongst a lot of bad influence, if that makes sense. Okay, is there anything else that pile number 3 needs to know about their true love and their future spouse? Anything else? Anything else? Let me see. I'm thinking what I want to clarify here. We have the Ace of Pentacles here. I'm also hearing your future spouse really likes to drink coffee, or they really like to drink tea. So they're like, yeah, I'm hearing like they like to drink tea, they like to drink coffee. Okay. And again, what your spirit guides want you to know is that this is going to be a really good father to your children. This is going to be a really good mother to your children. They're going to take your child as their own in case you have children. They're not going to care about that you already were married and you got divorced, or I'm also hearing they're not going to care about if you are a virgin or not, because somebody here might be watching me and you feel guilty for not being a virgin anymore. I don't know why. Maybe because of like certain beliefs or certain traditions. Your future spouse is not going to care about it. They don't give a fuck, okay? They don't care about that. If you feel like, oh man, I already have a child, or I've been divorced before, they do not care about that. They might have gone through the same thing here. Okay. I definitely feel like this person already has children, or they want children, or they influence children, or take care of children here. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else you want what pile number 3 should know about their true love and their future spouse? For some of you guys, they could actually be a psychic, okay? They could be working in the psychic department, their career. They could have a career as a psychic. Okay, and again, I feel like they bring prophecies to people. Yeah. Okay, what is the Tower about? And then let's talk about the Tower. What up? The Knight of Pentacles. What is the Tower about? And the Knight of Swords. What is the Tower about? What's the Tower about here? Let's see. And yeah, look at that. We have the Justice card here again. I'm hearing there's something about... I'm also picking up an energy if you feel like... how can I explain that energy? Okay, let me say it like that. If you are a person who I'm picking up an energy that what your spirit guide might want you to know is that you might actually meet your future spouse in a... while you might be going through a crisis. Now hear me out. Now it could be a small crisis, it could be just, you know, like, I don't know, your battery, the phone battery is low and you need to call somebody, or else, you know, like, and then you see this man, this woman, you walk to them, and then when you look closer at them, you're like, oh, they're actually looking really good, you know. So you might be running to them because of a crisis, like, oh, my phone is about to die, or I don't know which direction to walk. So you might actually meet them in a situation of crisis. The reason is because the universe brought this person upon planet Earth to help people with crisis. So you could actually meet them in a crisis, or you could actually meet them in a situation where you don't feel good, because it's literally like it's their purpose. Okay, their soul and their spirit is beating for helping people in crisis. So you could actually meet them while you feel like you are going through a crisis, or while you feel like you are how do you say that, overwhelmed with something. Okay, it's so funny because it's kind of like how can I explain that energy? It's almost this energy of like, they love to rescue people, they love to save people, they love to help people, they love to guide people. So they are open to attract people that need guidance, that need rescue, that need to be saved. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not saying for you to sit down and wait until your future spouse comes to you. I'm just explaining that around the time where you meet your future spouse, there might be a dynamic where there's something about like, it's my pleasure to help you. It's my pleasure to be there. It's my pleasure to be there in crisis, okay? So your future spouse is somebody, they take pride in helping people in crisis. This is not a fair weather person, okay? This is not a fair weather person. They don't give a fuck about, I'm also hearing they don't give a fuck about your past. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you might be a little bit worried about your future spouse. Will they like me, or something about like, what will they think about my past, or something along those lines. And I'm hearing them saying my past is also not squeaky clean. Like, they don't want people to think that their past is squeaky clean. They could have also had like a very questionable past. They've done a lot of bad things, and they somehow change it to a good man or a good woman. And they don't judge people. Okay, but let's see, why is the High Honors here? Let's maybe see why the High Honor is here. Why is the High Honor here? The Magician. Yeah, they change people's life. This person changes people's life. They could also be like a law of attraction teacher, or they teach people to manifest. What is the High Honor about? They could also be a very skilled witch. Okay, not for everybody, of course, yeah. Okay, we have the Eight of Pentacles here. So they're highly honored in their profession. Okay, I'm also hearing people feel like what they're doing is magic. Okay, so people feel like what they're doing is magic, or people feel like they're exceptionally like talented, or again, they somehow make things that are very complicated, they make them very easy. So there's something going on with like your spirit guides, because I pick up somebody here is worrying about their future spouse, and worrying about like, this is wrong about me, and that is wrong about me, and this is wrong about me. And what your spirit guides want you to know is, I'm also hearing this is like, how can I explain that energy? But this is like a man or a woman that is, they're not looking for perfect, they're looking for real. Okay, so the circumstances in which you might meet your future spouse might not be ideal, but they are like perfect or ideal for you and them, because again, they take pride in knowing that they changed somebody's life. They did something good. Okay, why is the High Honor here? Can you tell me more? I'm picking up that your future spouse is like a gentleman, to be honest, like you're a gentleman or a lady. They might wear vintage stuff, or they might be very classy with what they wear, okay, or like a little bit vintagey or a little bit old school or something like that. Let me get, actually, I want to change decks here. Let's see. Why is the Courthouse here? What's the Courthouse about? We have the Justice card again. And the Ten of Cups. I keep hearing they lead people to a happy end, or you could again meet this person while you are in a situation, like in a crisis, or while things are not going as you want them to go. That's somehow connected to you meeting your true love and your future spouse. They're going to be there to, I'm hearing when they turn out the lights, I will be there in the dark. Okay. Why is the Courthouse here? Why is the change here? What is the change about? So your spirit guides might want to talk about how your future spouse would change you, or somehow they're involved in something changing in the world, or something changing about people's perspective, or something along those lines. Okay, I'm hearing they're like a revolutionist, or they do something that is completely different. Like they could be like the weird police officer, the weird doctor, the weird psychic, the weird something. They do something completely different compared to the peers or the people around them. And but that is very important, because they're bringing back something that is important for the well-being of people, or the well-being of children, or the well-being of the world. Okay, so this sounds very interesting here. Spirit, can you tell me what the change is about here for pile number 3? What's the change about here? What's going on? You know, the universe is funny. What is the change about? They clarify it with the card change. Excuse me? Okay. What do you need to know about your true love and your future spouse? What is the change about here? They could also look like they come from a different time, just for somebody here, and especially if you are into that. Okay, they could look like they come from a different time. What is the change about? They could also be inventing something like an innovation or like something like a tool or something like that that will somehow change the medical field, would change the courthouse, would change something here. Okay, 7 of Wands. Yeah, look at that. They're like an activist. They protest for rights, okay? So I'm picking up an energy where your future spouse is going to bring some type of huge change to the world with something that they do, with what they represent, with the book that they will write, with just their whole, like their life story. They will somehow play a big part in the world changing or in something changing. Okay. Why is the change here? One more. They could also be helping people to get fit again. They could be a personal trainer. They could be helping people to get fit again. Something about they're saving people from getting exploited. Okay, so they would be the type of person to kind of like air out the dirty laundry. I'm going to be honest with you, and save people by airing out dirty laundry. So they could even be airing out dirty laundry with you, like not from you, but like where they make you aware of something sneaky that is going on, or making you aware of something where somebody wants to kind of like, I don't know, trick you, and they're going to be there. Like your spirit guides are going to send your future spouse to you so you don't get tricked. Okay, they don't like lies. They don't like people getting tricked, or something about they know about loopholes. I'm being brought to like a lawyer who comes into court. Okay, I'm also being brought to Harry Potter and Dumbledore, where Harry Potter, he used the expecto patronum magic in front of like a muggle, or like in front of like a human, like he's a, you know, a wizard, but he used magic in front of a human, and then he got in trouble and he had to go into court, right? I don't know if you guys know that movie scene in Harry Potter, and there was something, you know, unfair going on, because there was like an exception to the rule or a loophole, or the reason why Harry Potter even used magic in front of a human, or in front of a non-wizard. I don't know how you call it, like a muggle, whatever. And then Dumbledore came in and he said he's gonna be Harry Potter's lawyer, basically. And then he kind of like helped Harry Potter to win the case. And something about he also was airing dirty laundry, like why this even happened in the first place. So they could be somebody, they could come into your life again and help you not to get tricked. They could help you to find a loophole. They could help you to see something that you didn't see, especially since we have the eye here. Okay, I'm also being brought to Left Eye, you know, the rapper Left Eye. I'm being brought to 𝑑𝑟𝐸𝐵 now. I don't know if you guys know 𝑑𝑟𝐸𝐵, but 𝑑𝑟𝐸𝐵 actually healed a lot of people. And, you know, he got in trouble for healing people. That is so weird. Anyway, I'm being brought to the Left Eye. I'm being brought to 𝑑𝑟𝐸𝐵. So this is like a person who doesn't want people to get scammed. So they're somehow going to help you with finding a loophole, not to get scammed, or they maybe even help you with paperwork. There might be even a situation you meet your future spouse because of paperwork. Even if you tell me, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, it's a prediction, and there might be some type of paperwork that you need to deal with, or something about like a court case, or something about like something that brings you a headache. Like you don't know what to do with this, you don't know how to solve it, and somehow, some way your future spouse is going to be around you. They're going to be the lawyer, they're going to be the teacher, they're going to be the one in the bank helping you to figure something out. They could be like, let's say for example, you want to you want to create a bank account, you know, in this new bank, and you don't know how to do it, and you get a headache. You tried it like 5 times already, and then you drive to the bank and your future spouse is in front of you helping you to, you know, to get your bank account. But what they also do in their private time, maybe they you know, talk about finances. They do work in a bank, but they also help people to maybe make more money, or they give people tips to make more money, and then people would say, you know, like, pie number 3's future spouse helped me to make more money, or to find financial stability, or to invest into the right thing, or something along those lines. Does that make sense? So your spirit guides want you to know they will come. Your future spouse can handle a crisis, or they can handle your past, or they will not think anything bad of you because of certain things that you've already experienced or that you didn't experience. Maybe you even feel like you're too unexperienced, or something along those lines. Your spirit guides want you to know your future spouse will not worry about that at all. And they want you to know to just continue to focus on your self-care and focus on becoming the best version of you. And they will stand in front of you when I'm hearing, I'm not always there when you call, but I'm always on time. So they will be there on time. They will be there when they are needed, because they like to be needed. Like, they like to know that they're needed and that they're helpful. And this is like a very helpful person. They love to help people. So even if you feel like, man, there's so much that I need to accomplish and stuff like that, and I feel not good about asking for help, your future spouse loves to help people, so they're not going to have any problem with that. They're not going to have any problem with you being inexperienced, that you have a child, that you were divorced before, that you're not a virgin anymore. They will not care about it. So somebody needed to hear that. Or that you have certain scars. So some of you guys, you might even worry about your body or something like that because you gained weight. Your future spouse doesn't care about that at all. Or they might even say, hey, if you want to lose weight, I can help you. I've been there before. I also gained weight, you know, when there was a lockdown and stuff like that. I can help you. So they're either going to help you with something, or they're not even going to care in the first place. Okay. Alrighty, is there anything else? Yeah, they could even tell you that they recently got divorced when you meet them, or that they were also married before, they got divorced, okay? Something along those lines. You're going to share that in common. No big deal. Okay. I'm also being brought to visa documents. Somehow visa documents could also be significant here. This could be a confirmation that this is your pal because you're thinking about visa documents. Or somehow this is going to be significant because you might go somewhere where you need visa documents. Anyway, pile number 3, we're going to go to the extended now. In the extended, I'm going to look at what your future spouse fantasizes about when they think about you. Okay, so when they think about love and romance, what do they actually fantasize about? And then we're also going to look at, we're going to spy on them basically and look at what they're currently doing. Okay. So if you are interested in that, the link is down in the description box. And if not, I'm going to see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye.